Before I begin the video, I just want to flag, as always, that I am not a qualified financial advisor and nothing I say should be considered as financial advice. Hello, I'm the Jolly Saver, and in this video I'm going to be giving my passive and side income figures for February 2024. So as part of my financial freedom goal, to try and hit that goal, I am trying to build up a passive or kind of side hustle income source. So I'm dipping my toe into different ways that I can make some money. So yeah, I'll jump straight into the figure. So the first figure I'll talk through is my Etsy sales. So I have created 2 digital products that people can buy on my Etsy shop. One is a mortgage overpayment spreadsheet tracker. So it's basically the same blank spreadsheet that I use in my mortgage overpayment update videos every month. So that's one of the products. And then the other product is a printable savings challenge download. So it's a way to help you keep track of sort of savings goals and mark off an amount each week, and then by the end of the year you'll have £500 or £1,000 saved. So yeah, 2 little digital products that I created that have been up for sale for a few months now. So in February I sold another one of my mortgage overpayment spreadsheets. So I got £1.28 deposited into my Etsy account. So this is something I'm really pleased with. You know, I did the work a few months ago in terms of creating the product, and now I don't have to do anything. You know, it's up there, and then I just get notified when there's a sale. Now with Etsy, I do have a plan to create a digital product which is like a sort of budget and pack. So I'm not going to reveal too much what's going to be in it, but it's something I'm really excited by, and I think it'll be really useful and really good value for money. So the idea will be I'll sell a digital download budget and pack. It'll have maybe 10 plus sheets on it, all different themes. It'll, you know, set things out for the reader, and yeah, I'm planning to sell that. You know, I like pricing things for around £2.40. I think that's what I priced. Yeah, I think I did price the ones I got on the store currently are priced at £2.40. I think that's a fair price. So that's like buying me a cup of coffee for you getting one of these products. So I don't really want to. I do look at charges that people are. I do look at what other sort of finance creators are charging. Some of them are on my level, some of them are creating digital products like for £15 to £20. To me, if I was selling something for that price, it would have to be top spec, really beneficial to the customer. And for me what I'm creating, it's kind of little helpful tools that, you know, I would think are worth someone getting me a cup of coffee. Apology for the waffle there, but what I'm trying to say is I do price my things probably low, but I'd rather have volume of sales. So I think I'd probably put lots of people off if I price them too high. So you can see it's ticking along nicely, and if I get one sale per month, you know, I'm happy with that. Sprive. So Sprive is a mortgage overpayment assistant app that I use and have been using since around October time. I really like it. I've got a review video that's on my YouTube channel. I'll link it down below. But one of the sort of referral offers that they've got is, you know, if you use my code, then at the moment, as I've filmed this video, you get £5 towards a mortgage overpayment, and for every 3 people that sign up using my code, I get £25 towards a mortgage overpayment. So in February, I didn't get anything from the referral bonus, but what I will say is that I had a couple of people use the code. So I'm not going to give a spoiler for March, but look out in March because I may have got that £25 referral bonus. I think with these things of, referral bonuses, Sprive's the only thing I've really got or actively sort of talked about on the YouTube channel. So for me, I'll only ever give referral codes for products that I genuinely use, and I use Sprive every single month. So because I've used it for a while, and because I like the product, and there's I haven't found many or any negatives with it at the moment, so I'm happy to give my code out and get referral bonuses if they come along, because it's an app that I find really useful. So the total for February, again, same as January, is £1.28 from that one spreadsheet, which means that the running total so far is £9.94, which is great, because before December I hadn't made any money online, so the fact that I made £10, I'm not going to sniff at it. I think it's really good. In terms of costs, so this is an interesting one. So I had a couple of people, or maybe it was one person, comment on the last video saying kind of watch out for the cost because you're already in deficit, and I understand that, because there was a huge cost for setting up the website, there was a cost for getting Zoom, this was a sort of choice of a cost that I did, and you'll see I've done it again. But what I will say about the costs is that these are probably that's over 3 years, and it's a bit like a hobby cost, I'd call it. So even though I do need to take them into account when I'm considering my earnings to try and work out if I have made so at the moment I haven't made a profit, that's clear to see. So although I need to take them into account, I'd probably say some of these are sunk costs, because a website, regardless of making money, for me to have a crack at writing articles about my own personal finance journey, I want a professional looking website, so I was going to incur that cost anyways. And for me, this is a hobby, so it's like a hobby cost, so that's like a cost over 3 years. So it's like me paying quick maths now. It's like me paying say £10 a month. It's like me paying £10 a month on a hobby. This one, again, that's over a year, and it's a bit like a cost for the hobby, because I'm using this as a tool so I can do my podcast style episodes. Fair enough, the Instagram ad one, that is a definite cost, because the whole point about that is trying to grow my audience so that more people will see my videos through Instagram and maybe buy Etsy products. So that is like a genuine non-hobby cost, if you want to call it that. But I'll stop waffling, and I'll just show you the February figures. So website, again, I said this was a one-off cost, I didn't have to pay it. And then similarly for Zoom, because that was a yearly cost. The Instagram ads, so you'll see more costs in March, because I was still trying out, and I had it in my mind. I was like, I'll keep paying for ads until I get to 500 followers, because I've mentioned it in the last video, Instagram, I really like Instagram, and I've got 500 followers now who all, like, well, not all, but I've got a regular engagement from them who, I post a story and then people will comment, and I'll have really useful discussions on there, and it's really hard to, I find it really hard to grow an Instagram following, because you really have to pop up on people's explore page, and I feel like unless you're making video content on Instagram, it's really hard to pop up for new followers to see you. So one way you can do that is by boosting your post on Instagram. So you might pay £10 or £20 for your posts to be, one post to be boosted, so it'll be seen by maybe 1,000 people, so they'll be exposed to your content and they might decide to follow. So I tried it out in February, and then I tried it out again in January, tried it out again in February. It's really useful in terms of getting people looking at your stuff. It's increased my followers. So I started, before I did this, I had about 200 followers at the start of January. At the end of February, I had 450 followers. So it really increased my followers. To be honest, I did it again in March. So you'll see those figures next month, but going forward, I'm not going to be doing that again. Mainly because it's, although you can pay for these things, I like organic growth. And I don't really think it's value for money in terms of, return on that investment. It's not as if I've seen increased number of comments on my posts or anything like that. It's really just the followers going up that I've noticed. So I'm not really sure it's worth it. I'd much rather concentrate my efforts on my YouTube channel and growing that, because it's a lot easier, I find, to grow a YouTube channel and get more followers than it is on Instagram. So the total for the month was £56, and then the running total so far this year has been £557. So obviously I can see that I'm at a big deficit there. So what other plans do I have for making money this year? Well, I'm in the process of writing my own personal finance book. I'm planning on finishing it this year. I will then send it to publishers just to see if, any publisher likes the look of it. If they don't, then I will be going down the self-published route, and I will be publishing via Amazon. For me, I've got like a really strong idea about what the book is going to be. It's not going to be about how to invest or how to save or anything like that. It's all going to be about money mindset and the lessons from my life that has shaped the way that I think about money. So it's a good process writing it. And yeah, even if it doesn't get published by, a main publisher, then I will still self-publish it, and that'll be an achievement. So yeah. And then other things, I'm also starting to sell my old clothes and books on Vinted. Now, I'm probably not, well, let's think, am I going to include it in this video series? I'm going to do a separate video about my first month of selling on Vinted, but I'm not sure if I am going to include it regularly in this video series. And the reason for that is that these incomes are all generated from my sort of the Geordie Saver YouTube channel, whereas the Vinted income is all just generated from, my old stuff. It's got some sort of a link to the Geordie Saver, because some of the books I've read that I've reviewed on my Instagram page, I have put for sale on Vinted and linked it on my Instagram stories. But that's really the only link there. The other books that I sell and my clothes, that's not got anything to do with it. So I'm probably going to keep it separate, but I will do a, what I made from selling on Vinted in a month sort of video. So that will be there. I'm trying to think what else. I think that's it. I'm still trying to think of ideas for how to make money. One of the things I do want to explore, but I need to convince someone in my family or a friend to do it with us, because my partner, I don't think, wants to do this with me, is I want to, you might have been to kind of market stalls, I don't know what you call them, like, fairs on a Sunday, where people sell, there'll be food, there'll be maybe secondhand books, there's normally, in the Northeast, there's a couple that happen on a Sunday. And what I would be quite interested in, because I've never seen it done before, would be if I could sell some of my Etsy products at one of these kind of stalls. So there's going to be an upfront cost that you have to pay to get the stall, but the idea would be, could I sell some budgeting worksheets or savings challenge worksheets, and it's all just about getting visibility, I guess. So if I'm there and I'm selling it and there's lots of footfall, even if someone doesn't buy on the day, they'll see my Etsy website, and it's a bit different. You don't normally see someone selling budgeting spreadsheets at a market store. So that's an idea, but I'd have to think it through. So if you've got any thoughts on that, do let us know. But I think it'd be quite fun to do, quite fun to talk to people, because hopefully it might generate some conversation, and maybe people might come by and they might have some thoughts about the product, and maybe how to what the gap is in the market, so to speak. So if someone came by and said, actually, I don't really want to buy a savings challenge sheet, but I'd find X, Y, or Z really useful, then it might be a good way of me doing some market research. But I think that's a bit of a waffle, but do let us know if you've got any thoughts about that idea in the comments below, or if you've got any ideas about ways that you're making some additional income. For me, a lot of these things is I'm trying to make money additionally that doesn't require much effort from my point of view, unless there is some sort of personal development gain in there. So for example, writing a book, it does require a lot of effort, but there's a lot of personal development gain in me doing that. So I'll leave the video for now, and I'll see you on the next video.